It's Monday morning, Monday the 14th, and we've been meaning to do this video for the last couple days, just doing our first week recap of being in the Dominican Republic. So we're gonna do that now. It's definitely been filled with a bunch of trials, tribulations, and stuff that we had to kind of work through, but I think everything's kind of settled now, and now we can just enjoy ourselves and relax a little bit and focus on work and
enjoying ourselves, exploring the place that we've put so much effort into moving to, and seeing what it has to offer.
Definitely. So our first week, we've been through a lot our first week. It's been kind of a crazy process. Let's just start with the fact that our flights got changed. So we initially had a 1 hour layover, which was perfect, obviously, because we brought the girls with us. And we didn't even get any notifications either that our flight was changed. I just was online and I was like, okay, these times don't match up, and I'm kind of OCD, so.
I kept telling you to just relax and that, it would sort itself out, and of course it didn't. Good thing that you called and sorted it out yourself.
Yeah. So it turns out that our flight was canceled for that day, and we had to change our flight days. So we changed our flight days, and then we fully rebook a new flight, and then the girl on the phone from the airline company, I'm not gonna name drop, from the airline company was like, oh, but there's no room for your dogs. So we had to rebook again for a different flight on a different day. So thankfully we got that sorted, but the smallest layover time that we could get was 6 hours. So our travel day was so long. We left Pearson at we got to Pearson at 7 a.m. and then we didn't actually arrive in Santo Domingo until 1 a.m. And yeah, it was a process.
Certainly was a process, and of course our layover was in the Panama airport, where in order to leave the airport you have to be vaccinated, so we couldn't leave the airport over that 6 hours.
I think I don't know if they required vaccination, but they definitely required a negative test, and the lineup for the test was crazy long, so it was in the airport. So thankfully though, we found a restaurant. Chi-Chi's trying to say hi. Thankfully though, we found a restaurant to go to, so we were able to go to a restaurant and hang out for a little while. And then, so we get to Santo Domingo. Thankfully, our friend Raul hooked us up with a ride, a ride back from someone that he knew personally, because none of our apps were working to order an Uber or anything. So that was a whole process too. And then we get here, we go to bed, we wake up the next day, and then we wake up and it's pouring rain and our entire bathroom flooded. So
it wasn't just pleasant storm, excess storming rainwater that was flooding either. It was, our plumbing had gotten all backed up, so it wasn't very pleasant smelling water.
Yeah, luckily, it was really bad.
Luckily it only flooded the bathroom, so all our luggage and stuff was safe. It didn't get.
And the people here too in our building were great. They moved us to a new unit that was upstairs, and so we moved to the new unit, and then they started to fix the plumbing downstairs the next day, and then we didn't have any water in our unit for a few hours.
It was almost 6 hours, I think, without water.
Yeah, it was a while, but they didn't know that we didn't have water, so I messaged them and I just said we don't have any running water, do you know when it's gonna be back? So then they moved us again to another unit in the main building, and that's where we are now, is in this new unit. So we're in our third unit, and this all happened within just a couple days. In our last unit too that we were in, we didn't just run out of water, but the ceiling was leaking during rain. So our first week, pretty much every day it rained here, so that ceiling was leaking for the first couple days, during the whole rain process. So yeah, it was definitely a process, that's for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then just moving around the city with the girls. Guys, the city is so busy. It's literally the Toronto of Dominican.
Except there's much less order. Everyone just kind of goes wherever, does whatever, and you just we just try to flow with it. It doesn't seem like there's any sort of like real flow or way of it operating, so like we just pretty much try to stay safe and not get in anyone's way or run over.
Yeah, there's no like stop signs or anything like that either, so trying to like cross the street with the girls, we have to like pick them up and then try to cross, and we just have to like cross in between cars. Same thing with the highway, so for us to get to the beach we have to cross like a main highway, and there's no lights or like anything that gives you like a sense of security to cross, so we have to like run across half the highway, wait for cars to go by, and then run across the rest
And
of the
there's
highway.
there's no real median. It's pretty much like 6-inch tall parking curbs. That's what separates the two directions of traffic. So
Yeah.
I'm standing in between them. Amber's balancing on them with Chloe in her hand while we're waiting, for the transport trucks to fly by. Big billows of black smoke pouring out of the exhaust of these trucks right on the beach. So, even when we are on the beach, like we went down to the beach yesterday and I brought down a beer just to kind of sit on the water, and right behind you is, the hustle and bustle of the highway and all the exhaust and cars honking because, like Amber said, there's no stop signs, so everyone, when they come to an intersection, they just honk to say, I'm coming, I'm flying through this intersection, don't get in my way.
Yeah.
It's
We're so excited. So at the end of the month, beginning of next month, we move to Cabarete, which is just outside of Sosua, and there's a lot less people there. We're really, really, really excited for that move. Like, it'll be nice to be in Santo Domingo just to check out all the museums and restaurants and things that we want to do in the city, but I think definitely long term we're going to want to be outside of the city.
Yeah.
The whole reason we kind of left Canada was to change our, lifestyle and way of living, and we didn't want the busy lifestyle anymore. After I was forced out of work for 15 months, I kind of realized that I didn't want to live just to work anymore, and I wanted to live somewhere where I can relax completely beyond my own time and not have to worry about waking up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym for 5 a.m. clients, which, don't get me wrong, I loved doing before, but as soon as that was taken away, I couldn't see a reason to keep doing that hustle and bustle just to pay for the cost of living there. Like, the cost of living in Canada compared to here is so much. Like, you could buy a mansion here for like 200 grand, like a literal 5-bedroom mansion on the beach for 200 grand. In Toronto, you can't even buy a 1-bedroom condo for any less than like $1 million. It's just crazy. Like, your money goes so much further here, and people are living their lives. Yesterday we went to Boca Chica, which is a beach about half an hour away, which, by the way, a half an hour Uber here, it actually was like 40 minutes to 45 minutes. It only cost us $13 to Uber.
And we didn't know exactly how to get there. The lady who manages the building, she told us about this beach. It's actually at like a beach club sort of resort almost.
Yeah.
And so we just knew the name of it, and that's what Amber put into the Uber. Our Uber driver didn't know exactly how to get there, so we pulled off on the side of the highway, and a couple military personnel pulled up on a motorbike beside us asking, what we were doing. And our driver told them, we were trying to make it to Boca Chica Beach, so they're like, all right, follow us.
Yeah.
And then they just, let us.
Yeah, honestly, the cops here and the military here are so helpful to tourists. Obviously, I don't know how they are to, the locals or anything, but they've been really helpful. Like, there's been a couple times where we were trying to cross the street and, they'd walk out and stop traffic for us so that way we could cross, and even just yesterday with them helping our Uber driver get to the beach. So that's been really nice. I definitely feel like a lot more, and this is gonna sound crazy to people in, Canada or North America, because you guys are taught, well, we're all taught that our police and our military is the best of the best and they're there to help you, but I've never felt quite as safe around cops and military as I have down here, which sounds crazy because everyone talks about, the corruption and whatever, but I feel like when it comes to, at least with our experiences, we've had really positive ones with them. So That's been a plus.
Even just walking down the street, like we live in, like right now where we're staying, it's a little bit run down just compared to the other like much more developed and kind of commercial.
We're right
areas around
downtown.
us.
We're literally right downtown. So imagine like, you know, downtown London, downtown Toronto, any place that's like right downtown in the middle of a city. Like there's, you know, there's more litter and more garbage and it's, you know, you have like really nice areas right next to like really bad areas. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, and it's real neat that there's, you know, real nice areas, because all these nice areas and nice buildings, they're all real secure, and a lot of them have security guards out front sitting with, you know, a shotgun or an assault rifle in their lap. Amber was laughing the other day, we were walking the girls, and one of the security guards was sitting there just twirling his shotgun around with the end of the barrel in the ground, sitting there twirling
I was
it
like,
around.
it looks like he has a cane. Like the way he was twirling it was like someone like with a cane that was just like waiting. It was funny.
And he was actually real friendly. We've walked past him quite a few times with the girls, and he always tries to stop and pet the girls.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like we definitely feel safe just because of like all that, and you think that seeing all these guys, whether it's security guards for these nice ritzy buildings or, you know, it's the military personnel or police, but just seeing all these people, you know, carrying assault rifles or shotguns, you think that it'd put you on edge, but I feel much safer around that than I often did around police in
Definitely.
Canada or
Definitely.
Ontario anyways.
I agree 100%. So yeah, that was our first week. That's our first week recap. So I guess we'll check in with you guys if you follow our Instagrams. You pretty much see what our day-to-day life is like on my stories anyways. He's got to get a little bit better at posting to his story and posting in general. Don't give me that face.
I was in the middle of a post when we started this mini podcast. As soon as this is done, I'm going to get back to it.
Okay.
Before heading to the skate park, of course.
So my Instagram handle is at MORRAMBERR, and his is
at Michael Kewen, MICHAELKEWIN, and I've also got my business page, which is ProUBMX at ProUBMX. That's PROYOUBMX. And yeah, you can see kind of our daily life as well as my kind of skate park and street adventures on my bike and meeting up with locals and that side of the adventure as well.
Yeah. Well, hope you guys have a great week, great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.